In simple words, freedom of the press is the right of media platforms to report news without being controlled by the government. Across many countries, the freedom of the media is preserved through a constitution or legal protection and security. The right to seek and disseminate information through an independent press is one of the fundamental principles of democracy and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. While the freedom of the press has been largely restricted in authoritarian countries for many years, the unfortunate trend is now being witnessed in many democratic countries as well. Across the world, many societies are no longer receiving unbiased news and information. In recent years, the media has fallen prey to numerous efforts to throttle their independence. Let's take a look at some of the top challenges that are restricting the freedom of the media in the world. Legislation to restrict the freedom of the press. Over the last decade, many countries have failed to uphold the freedom of independent media by introducing restrictive laws to aggressively control the press. For example, in Bangladesh, journalists are being sued at an unprecedented rate. According to the Human Rights Watch, Section 57 of the Information and Communication Technology Act, encased within the Bangladeshi Constitution, allows for the prosecution of any person who publishes material that is fake, obscene, defamatory, prejudices the image of the state or a person, or hurts religious beliefs. Censorship of critical voices. Critics and journalists reporting on controversial issues have been increasingly silenced through laws and administrative practices. Surveillance and restrictions on the internet are also being used to censor the media. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, Eritrea, a sub-Saharan country in Africa, is the most censored country in the world. In 2001, the Eritrean government shut down all independent media. The country holds a monopoly of broadcast media, and alternate sources of media like the internet are heavily restricted. Attacks on journalists. In certain countries, journalists face a grave risk to their lives. Many have been subjected to threats, attacks, forced disappearances, and even killed. In 2017, Maltese journalist Daphne Caruana Galizia was killed for investigating alleged links between Malta politicians and the Panama Papers scandal. Another journalist, Jamal Khashoggi, was murdered by government agents in the Saudi Arabian consulate in Istanbul for allegedly speaking out against the Saudi royal family. However, these are not the only challenges that are limiting the freedom of independent media in the world. Government-backed ownership changes, financial pressure, proactive support to friendly outlets, and denouncing of journalists are also contributing factors. In addition, there are certain factors that arise from within the press itself. Low standards of professional and ethical journalism, partisanship, corruption, and lack of quality training are challenging the role of media as a source of objective information. The erosion of press freedom contributes to the breakdown of democratic institutions and principles. Hence, that steps are taken to protect the freedom of the press, as the media is crucial to building consensus and to the democratic decision-making process.